Hello everyone, welcome to our second supplementary lesson. These lessons are short lessons aimed to supplement your course. In this supplementary lesson, I will go through the terms compile time and runtime and what they mean. It's very common to get confused by computer science lingo, and I hope to clear some air around these two terms with this lesson. First, we will cover what a compiler is, after which we will cover the terms compile time and runtime and what they mean. So let's begin. Before we get into the comparison of the two terms compile time and runtime, let us briefly understand what a compiler is. A compiler is a program that converts your code into machine code or bits and bytes that the computer can understand and execute. The term compiler is sometimes loosely used for any software that compiles from one language to another, like TypeScript compiler, which converts the TypeScript code you write to JavaScript. In Go, we use the Go compiler first to compile our code to binaries and then run them. When we run the Go run command, it first compiles the code into binaries and saves them into a temporary directory. It then runs the compiled binaries and then deletes the temp directory including the binary after the program execution has completed. If you want to read more about compilers, I will paste a link in the video description. Please feel free to check it out. Now let us understand the differences between compile time and runtime. First, let us start with compile time. Let's take an example of Go. When you write your Go code, first you need to compile it to binaries and then run it. So running your application written in Go is a two-step process. The first step involves compiling your Go code and the second step involves running the compiled binaries. So any error encountered in the first step, that is during the compilation of code, is considered a compile time error. An example of compile time error in Go is trying to assign a string value to an int variable. If you try to do so, the compiler will complain right away and it won't compile the code into the binaries. So in general, compile times means during the compilation of your code into binaries or any other language. Now let's talk about runtime. As mentioned earlier, the second step involves running the compiled code. Any error or issue that occurs when your application is actually running is considered a runtime error. Runtime generally means when your program or application is running after the compilation of the code. An example of this is trying to access a memory location in code which is invalid. To wrap up this lesson, compile time means when your code is being compiled, and runtime means when your application or code is actually running. I hope this lesson was helpful in understanding the differences between compile time and runtime. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment under the video or reach out to us through our Discord server. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you in the next lesson.